Hello and welcome. My name is Bee Helygen. I'm a priestess here in Avalon, and I am the director and creatrix of the Temple College of Avalon. It is a new venture, and it has brought to us a new course that I have been passionate about for years. The course is called the Priestess of the Dark Goddess. I am a priestess of the Dark Goddess. I'm not just a priestess of one Dark Goddess, Cerridwen, but I work with 5 sisters with the Dark Goddess Sisterhood. And I am very proud and very passionate about this new course because it is revolutionary as far as I'm concerned. When we talk about finding the dark within, there's always that tinge of disgust and shame and blame and guilt. The dark goddess within you is your fertile, creative, passionate, infuriating self. I want you to rediscover that part of you that keeps you alive and maybe see how you can grow it, how you can be more into what it is that you wish to do. The idea of the shadow, the idea of the descent, is a part of patriarchy. If you think that 2 men, Freud and Jung, brought us this idea that there is a wealth of unconscious bias and unconscious shadow within all of us, there is that almost Christian guilt complex that we all hold. And unfortunately, it is the caregivers, the mothers, the grandmothers, the aunties, that condition us women from a very early age. And they are selling us into servitude, into putting ourselves back and putting everybody else before us. I'm not asking you to completely and utterly be selfish, be a narcissist. That's not what I'm asking you to do, because that is what other courses ask you to do. It's not about that. It's actually getting to know you better, finding that part of you that has been buried for a long time. And I promise you there will be things that you have buried, or you have known about, and you have been ashamed of. I don't know shame. I'm sometimes a little bit peeved with myself because I know I could do better, and I do hold myself to a very high standard. But I also know I'm human, and that I cannot yet walk on water, and that I live in a world that will sometimes bring situations and people into my life where I'm not always on my best behavior. And that's okay too, because I like Feisty Bee. I think she's great. And sometimes people say to me, "You are aggressive." I'm assertive as far as I'm concerned. I've never told anybody to their face to F off, but there is still time. So you may wonder why I'm sitting here with this crown on my head. I recently was a member and a part of the wonderful Crown Goddess conference. And this is Maleficent. This is a Maleficent hat. And I like Maleficent. She's one of my heroes. And this is where we get into the nitty-gritty. We are looking at the hero journey. We're not looking at Joseph Campbell and his heroines or heroes. We're looking at the totally unique and utterly divine journey into our own life, into our own being. From starting to love our own body, from starting to love our own mind, from starting to think about what we dreamed of being when we were young girls. We may not be able, certainly not me at my age, to do everything that we had dreamed of being. I doubt I'm going to make being a ballerina now. But part of that can be changed into knowing your body well, stretching, becoming aware of the beauty of your breasts, of your vulva, becoming very aware of the strength of your arms. It is all of that. It's being proud, glorying in who you truly are. And looking in the mirror with proud eyes, looking in the mirror with eyes of love for yourself. The course itself will contain material to read. It is not a history course. I'm not going to go into a lengthy discussion of the stories and the myth that is connected with the women that we are going to be meeting, with the goddesses that we are going to be meeting. I'm going to tell you the story of those goddesses from my point of view. And that may not be your point of view, but that's the beauty of it. The beauty of it is that you have the freedom to say, you know what, B, I like that. Or actually, I hear differently in my own head. Not I've read 20 books about it and taken in the view of somebody who is themselves conditioned. More often than not men, although more women now write the books. But when you think the original myths were written down by the men. So we have to unpack all of that. We have to see what is actually real. Who is she? And I'd like you to understand that when the myth was written, that was, you know, sometimes in some cases thousands of years ago. And these goddesses are permanent, immanent, present now, and ready to roll up their sleeves and help you with whatever situation you're in. So for example, for me, Hekate very often is in black leather, sleeves rolled up, shades on, long dark hair, on one of these massive motorbikes that I wouldn't touch with a barge pole. But she is present. Do you understand what I mean? She's present, she's proud, she's relatable, and she is the goddess of justice. When everybody kept their mouths shut, when Persephone suddenly vanished, when everybody said, oh, I'm not going to get involved in this, she stood up, knowing that she would be vilified by her own people, and she opened her mouth and she said, this is what I've seen. And I want you to take courage from that. I want you in this world of silencing people and canceling people to step up and speak your own truth. I want you to be proud of who you are. And I want you to sit down in the evenings and actually think, this was a good day. I had a good day. I was myself. I was myself fully and completely embodied. Because so very often we are not. So very often there's only a tiny part of us that is embodied in us on a day-to-day basis because of all the pressures that are on us to be what others wish us to be. So here is the invitation. Come and join us. Come and have a look what we are going to do. There is already a beautiful small group forming. We still have a few spaces left, but this is an intimate journey. And when I say intimate, I actually mean intimate. There are things that I did this year in preparation for this course that I would never have done, never had dared to do. And one of our things that we are going to be adopting is the age-old to know, to will, to dare, to be silent. The Dark Goddess Sisterhood is, nobody talks about the Dark Goddess Sisterhood. It is a place where you are safe to do and be who you wish to be, to actually say what you wish to say, and we will all hold you in that. We may not necessarily agree with what you're saying, but we will hold you, and we will defend your right to speak your truth. And then we will ask you to find the place of peace in yourself. So please, if you feel that this is something that you wish to do, if you feel that I am a trustworthy pair of hands, then come, join us, click on the buy now, and have fun with us. Enjoy yourself. Cry till there are no tears left. Scream till your throat is raw. Bash something until every anger, every frustration, every fear is out of you. Be yourself. Howl at the moon with us. And trust that there is so much more to you than you ever knew. I will promise you one thing. You will not be the same person that entered the room when you leave it. You will be someone with their head held high, with a crown on top. But it could be any kind of crown that you wish to wear. It doesn't have to be pretty. I love Maleficent. I think she tells people exactly who I am right now. So please come and join us. if you wish, if you want to. It is not a must, it's an invitation. Blessed be.